F1 returns this week for the Japanese Grand Prix to kick off the start of a triple header. Suzuka is renowned for its challenging figure of 8 layout and demanding corners, making it a favourite among drivers and fans. It's always exciting to race in Suzuka, with it having many exciting races over the years and a few title deciders. Pirelli has chosen the hardest compounds for this event, the C1, the C2 and the C3, due to Suzuka being one of the toughest tracks on the calendar for the tyres. So it'll be interesting to see how these harder tyres affect certain teams this weekend, with the C1 being used for the first time this season. The track is also being resurfaced for this season, which should give additional grip and performance, so we should expect to see the lap times get a bit faster this time around. Talking of fast times, the lap record is currently held by Lewis Hamilton with a 1:30.983 during the 2019 race, and the track record is held by Sebastian Vettel with a 1:27.0 achieved in 2019 during the qualifying. Michael Schumacher holds the record for the most victories at Suzuka with 6 wins, and Lewis Hamilton has secured 4 wins at the circuit too. McLaren lead with the team with the most victories at this circuit, which bodes well for them this weekend, but Ferrari are closely matched with 7 wins around Suzuka and can equal this on Sunday with the win. Yuki Tsunoda will make his Red Bull debut this weekend at his home Grand Prix after Liam Lawson was dropped after just 2 races and went back to Racing Bulls. Yuki has even been talking up hopes of a podium this weekend, hoping to follow in the footsteps of fellow countryman Kobayashi, who is currently the only Japanese driver to secure a podium at this race. I don't think it's going to be easy for Yuki, as the Red Bull seems like it's a hard car to drive and it's clearly suited for Max, but honestly I am rooting him for it to be successful at Red Bull. To start at your home Grand Prix has got to be a boost, but it's also got to be nerve-wracking as the whole world watches and everyone in your country is rooting for you. The pressure of performing at home in the Red Bull must be surreal, but I hope he thrives in the pressure. I think making it to Q3 and a points finish here this weekend will be more than enough for Yuki Tsunoda. Anything more than that would be a bonus. He just needs a solid start to his Red Bull career with no mistakes. But if Liam Lawson outperforms him in the Racing Bull, a lot of questions will need to be answered by Red Bull, and it would be quite embarrassing for them, but I guess we'll see what happens. Red Bull will also be running a one-off livery this weekend with the return of the White Bull, which should be fun seeing 4 Racing Bulls on track, and Tsunoda will feel right at home in the white Red Bull. Jokes aside, I think the livery looks great. Haas will also be running a new livery in Japan with a stunning cherry blossom livery, paying homage to the iconic Sakura, and honestly, I love this livery. It looks so good, and I kind of wish more teams had unique liveries more often, because this one really hits. Well done Haas, definitely one of my favourites this season, and I would like to see more of this. McLaren has shown strong form early in this season, with Lando Norris winning in Australia and Oscar Piastri winning in China. These results put McLaren at the top of the Constructors' Championships, ahead of Mercedes and Red Bull in 3rd, while Norris leads the Drivers' Championship, closely followed by Max Verstappen and George Russell. Ferrari will be hoping to bounce back this weekend after Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc were both disqualified after the Chinese GP, leaving them with just 17 points in the Constructors' standings. They can't afford to have another bad weekend like that, and they need to sort out their problems quickly. They have a fast car in there somewhere, that is pretty obvious, and I'm sure they will be there or thereabouts. However, it is still very close to the top, and I still think it could be anyone's title this year, and consistency will be key here this season. Honestly, I just hope for an interesting battle here in Japan and not just the McLarens running away with it. Although, if a McLaren does win here this weekend, they will secure 4 consecutive wins, something which they haven't done since 2005, and that would be quite the achievement for the Papaya team. Now I want to get into my predictions for this weekend. My overperformer for this weekend is going to be Liam Lawson. Liam Lawson had a terrible start to the season after being dropped by Red Bull, and honestly he can't do much worse than he did there. With him being back in familiar territory, a team he knows, and a track he knows well, it wouldn't surprise me if he kicks on again and restarts the season and just has a solid weekend here. The Racing Bull seems like a decent car, and it's been pretty competitive this season. There's going to be a lot of comparisons to Yuki and Liam over this weekend, and I'm pretty sure Liam Lawson will bounce back here, as he will want to prove a point and get his F1 career back on track. Now, my underperformer for this weekend. This might come as a bit of surprise and a shock, but my underperformer for this weekend is going to be Lando Norris. Now, this will probably age like milk, but I've just got a gut feeling that things are going to go wrong for Norris here in Japan. I'm not trying to jinx it, I'm not trying to put a curse on it, this is just my gut feelings, Yes, I'm basing my prediction off a feeling and not facts or stats, and that's how it's going to be for most of this season because I'm weird like that and that's just how I'm going to go. But I want you to prove me wrong, Lando, but that's my prediction. My underperformer for this weekend is going to be Lando Norris. Okay, now let's get into the good stuff. My pole and winner for this race weekend. So for pole, I'm going to go for Oscar Piastri to take back-to-back poles here and his second in Formula 1. I think Piastri will still be on a high from his pole and victory in China and will kick on again here in a very competitive McLaren. I think he has it in him, and again, something's just telling me in my gut, maybe it's my delusions, but Oscar Piastri for pole. Also, just to make it interesting, I would personally want to see it. I think Oscar is often underrated and I'm really rooting for him this season. I think on his day he's as good as Lando Norris, and if he has a good weekend here, it's going to set him well up for the championship this season. So I'm going for Oscar Piastri, pole position. You heard it here first. Now, my race winner for this weekend is going to be Max Verstappen. Verstappen has been pretty dominant here in recent years with wins in 2022, 2023 and 2024, so it's clearly he tracks a love and the Red Bull clearly works well with this track too. The Red Bull clearly isn't the fastest car, but Max always finds a way to drag it to the front, and I'm kind of expecting the same this weekend. This could be very wrong again, but I'm going to go for a win for Max. He was pretty competitive in China, and when he put the hard tires on, he kind of came to life. It's the harder compound this weekend, another resurfaced track, and I just think Max is very capable. It could be an unpredictable race. Suzuka can always throw up some surprises, and again, my gut feeling is saying a Max Verstappen win, so let's see what happens. I'm sure it's going to be a very competitive weekend and it will be very close again. All I hope for is close battles on track and close battles in qualifying. I want it to be a tight race and an exciting race. That's what we all hope for as fans. Japan usually always delivers a good race, so I have high hopes. But that's it for my preview and predictions for the Japanese Grand Prix. Let me know your predictions down below. Who do you think is going to win? Who do you think is going to get pole? Who do you think is going to underperform? Who do you think is going to overperform? Let me know down below your predictions. And also, if you like this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe. It helps out a lot, and I'm loving the community I'm building here just to talk to people about Formula 1. It's my passion and I love having you here. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.